Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, Kate walks in and sees Philip and almost looks like she's about to have a heart attack. So she's all happy that he's alive and everything like that, and she's like, I thought Brady killed you. And Philip was like, yeah, well, I mean, that's good. That means my plan is working. And he pretty much tells her that he staged the whole thing. She slaps the hell out of him. He's like, I want to sit there and tell you how I did it. So, it's literally about 30, well, if you're watching it, with commercials and everything like that, it's literally an hour of him sitting there going by detail about how he planned, how he framed Brady for his murder. And as you're going through this whole thing, and Kate's like, alright, you might as well tell me, because Philip is acting like a 5-year-old child that just can't wait to sit there and show his friends the latest game or whatever. So he goes through the whole thing, how he got the alcohol in the system by injecting him, and Kate was like, you could have killed him. And Philip was like, well, that was a risk I was willing to take. You was willing to risk his life on this plan? And then she's like, what, you did all this for Chloe? And this is, and I said this before, I was like, any normal, rational person would have been like, y'all can both kick rocks. I don't know what's going on. I don't trust you. You make me feel insecure. You make me feel paranoid. I don't like that. That's what any normal, rational person would do. No, not Philip. Philip got to sit there and go the extra mile. And because he heard something that wasn't true, but because he heard something, instead of confronting her or practically just being like, you know what, this isn't going to work out, he decides to go along with this plan. And even so far as in to knock him out, I'm like, bro, you could have cracked open his skull. You used a tire iron. Are you kidding me? As for the prosthetic leg, he still had his old one. So he just put that one on and, he also cut himself. I'm like, bro, I don't know whether to call you insanely crazy, a nut job, or extremely dedicated. I mean, it was enough blood where he had it covered on his hands, where he was able to smear enough blood on Brady's shirt and everything, his jacket. I'm like, bro, when I saw him, cut himself, I was like, bro, you really doing all this to get back at them? She's worth this amount of... So after all that, the question is Kate going to sit there and help Philip with this plan? Because Kate is like, how long are you planning on doing this? You're not going to be gone. You're not going to be dead forever, right? Like, no, that's not a part of it. Like, well, we'll see. I'm just sitting there thinking, alright, let's just sit there and say your plan works. And you get Brady in jail. What are you going to do? You're just going to come back and be like, psych, just kidding, just joking. Yeah, I just really want to get back at him, knocking down a peg or two. Yeah, so you're going to be going to jail. That's what's going to wind up happening. You're going to go to jail because Trash is, Trash, I think her name is. So I feel like every time I call Melinda, because every time I call by her last name, I feel like I'm just calling her Trash. And I know that's not it. That's how it's coming across. But you're going to make Melinda look like a fool again. Which, when I was at work, I was not there thinking about that. I'm like, the time where she arrested Bella because she thought that, Bella killed somebody. Charlie. And then it was proven that it was really Jan Spears. What happened there? What happened then? Did she apologize for what she did? Did she apologize for trying to railroad her into jail? Like, I'm sitting there, the reason I'm sitting there thinking, the reason I'm sitting there saying that, and I was thinking about that at work, because it's like, how many times did she get egg on her face? And why couldn't I actually not seen that? You know, especially with Bella, because she was so sure she just couldn't wait to sit there and throw her ass in jail. And now she's doing the exact same thing with Brady on circumstantial evidence. Okay, sure, that... So she is going to practically want to lock this man up and throw away the keys and then some. Okay? Now, Steve is having a conversation with Kayla about everything that went down at the cabin and everything like that. And, you know, just kind of catching her up on everything. And then they kiss. And then, you know, when she pulls away, or they pull away, it's Marlena, well, it's possessed Marlena that was kissing her. So at this point, I'm just like, well, what was the point of that? What was the point of catching her up on everything, and then being like, hey, surprise, I'm really Marlena, I'm really the devil? Like, what was the point of that? I really don't understand that. I know, I know in reality it's probably to sit there and catch people up on the stuff that's been going on, and they felt like this was the best way to go about it, but it just comes across as, well, stupid and pointless, and why? I mean, yeah, you know, the devil made a couple of comments about, oh, now I understand why he calls you sweetness. I'm like, I don't even know how to feel about that. But this is the thing about an ongoing series, how you have to sit there and kind of recap about the last couple episodes, or at least the last episode, and they kind of have to do it. And you can just see in this scene, it just comes across as sloppy and stupid and a waste of time. Not for us, really, for the people who've been watching this, but for the devil. Because now at this point, the devil's like, well, you know, I need you for something. Like, I came here looking for you. They go back and forth. You know, Kayla's like, oh, I'm not going to help you, blah, blah, blah. You know, there was a couple of points where the devil was like, you know, I should have just probably killed a lot of them. Like, a long time ago when they start to figure stuff out. I'm like, and you didn't. See how stupid this actually sounds when you say it out loud? I should have just killed a lot of them. You should have. And you didn't. And because of that, you made whatever this quest was a lot harder than it needed to be. I understand that dead bodies causes, well, you know, it makes, you know, sometimes it can make a little bit of trouble, but I felt like it was just a lot easier to just kill certain people and just go about your plan that way instead of this way that you went about it. Like, instead of this, oh, I'm not going to really kill you, I'm going to lock you up, John, and I'm not going to really kill you, Doug or Julie. I'm just going to make it seem like you're crazy and you're insane, and Julie, I'm going to make sure that you don't talk to Doug anymore. I could have just killed them, and that would have saved so much. Really? Okay. So anyway, Devil takes Kayla's ID card, and she goes into the coma wing. Now, we all know who's mostly infinite, you know, who's the last person was known in the coma room. Also, I had a very awesome subscriber to sit there and tell me that there's a good chance that Jen Spears is going to be coming back. And I'm just like, I'm not going to lie. When I talked to her and she told me that, I was like, really? Really? We're just going to bring her back again? We're just going to recycle at this point? I really do love Days in certain instances. And there's a lot of times with Days, episodes will sometimes be better than GH. But recycling Jan Spears for the millionth time, I don't understand how everyone can sit there and watch, like, and talk to their friends and be like, oh, guess who's back? Jan Spears. She's out there wreaking havoc again. Oh man, this is going to be so crazy. No, we're all looking at this like, really? Yeah, just going to bring her back again, because Because at this point, we're just being lazy, right? Instead of just coming up with new villains and things of that nature, and somebody else sit there and kind of cause trouble. No, we're just gonna bring her out of a coma again to cause havoc, and then we'll put her back in a coma until we need her again because clearly we're just too late. You know what? I'm done. I'm just. So Xander runs into Gwen. Xander runs into Rex. They get to talking about Sarah. Gwen is like, "Yo, we gotta go. We got a plane to catch." I am loving this scene simply for the fact that, sweetheart, you could have made your life and everything much more easier if you told the truth. But all this BS that you wound up doing, and now you're looking silly. So Rex is like, I don't know what happened to Sarah. She dumped me. Told me to kick rocks, so I have no idea where she's at. And good day to you both. And yeah, bye. So at this point, Xander's like, I gotta find out what's going on. And Gwen is like, well, if we don't leave now, we're not gonna go to London. Did you really think he's gonna leave, knowing that Sarah has been making text messages and so-called talking to Maggie for a while, and now it turns out that she didn't leave with Rex, and she's been not just lying to him, but also been lying to Maggie. So you honestly think that he was actually going to go? So of course she stands there with that stupid look on her face like, oh, my worst fears are coming true. You know, because I'm trying not to be a negative Nancy, and I'm just not even gonna go there. Gwen, at this point, and this is partly has a lot to do with the fact that when the villain becomes the hero, apparently all their skills and stuff like that they were known for, that they were so great at, just kind of goes right out the window. Or hey, here's an idea. How about you sit there and tell him the truth? Let him decide, because if he wants to leave you right after he just found out about Sarah, maybe he wasn't worth it. Chloe didn't really do that much in this episode. Neither did Brady, really. Chloe just was sitting up there with Brady for a little bit, trying to find out, is he okay, just checking on him. Went to John's place, checked on her to make sure that, checked on him for Brady to sit there and let him know, because, between Brady being locked up and Marlena being on the loose, John is pretty busy. On top of that, you got people that want to make sure he's okay and, kind of hovering over him like Bella before she went down to see Brady. So Chloe's over there just to give him an update, which isn't really much of an update and it's not really good. And they also let them know that Brady, that Philip was declared dead, and, John was like, well, Brady's your grandson. And of course Chloe's like, you know what? Most likely it was Kate. Which, by the way, she does come to Kate's place at the end because she's like, I'm gonna try to get her to change her mind or something like that. I'm like, John was like, she hates you. I know, but I gotta try. Okay, Chloe. Sure. Why not? Go for it, kid. Now, when Bella gets over there, Bella's there trying to go through everything again with Brady, and Brady still comes up short. So at this point, she's like, you know what, let me go to the pub. They got security footage, we can go over there. She goes over there, she sees Rex, she convinces Rex to take a look at the footage. Because at the end of the day, Bella was like, listen, regardless who I'm representing, you want to find out what's happened with Philip, this is a good place to start. At least, get some sort of answers. So she comes back and she basically says what everyone already suspected. There's no tape, the footage got erased, which is very suspicious, but whatever. So it's suspicious, but it doesn't do him any good because now, yeah. And I'm sitting there thinking about this one point where Philip says that he buys a bunch of shots on Brady's Brady's card. But I'm like, you would have had to go inside to do that. I mean, what place is going to sit there and be like, hey, listen, I can take your credit card over the phone? Or you want about 9 shots? You want me to charge this on your credit card? Alright, cool. No, I got you, bro. No. That means he would actually have to walk in there. Unless he paid somebody to walk in there and, you know, charge those 6 shots. Otherwise, he would have had to walk in there himself. And it's not like no one knows who his son is. So, unless they don't. You know what? To be fair, there's a lot of times when people are oblivious. So, that was a bold move if he walked in there and used Brady's credit card. But okay, sure. You know, at this point, there's a lot of luck on Philip's side. Especially him knocking him out in broad daylight. Dragging him around in broad daylight with no one's what they're saying. Luck. And there's one point, and I should also sit there and mention this with Possessed Marlena, where Kayla's like, I'm not going to sit there and let you hurt anyone that I love. Okay, Kayla. The devil can literally sit there and snap his fingers and break your neck. You're going to sit there and stop her. Or him. Sure. But, you know, the devil's like, I'll relax. I'm not going to sit there and kill anyone. Yet. We haven't killed anyone so far. What? Okay. You know, what am I complaining and griping about the details that are not even really small, like as far as Philip just walking in the bar and ordering 6 shots with Brady's credit card and no one being the wiser? Even with all that, I still enjoyed this episode. I did. I feel like, you know, Kate is going to sit there and help out Philip. You know, she doesn't like Chloe. I don't know how she feels about Brady, but she doesn't like Chloe. And, you know, the fact that she thought that he was dead is probably going to sit there and motivate her. On top of that, it's not like, you know, she's a saint herself and, you know, she's done things to get back at people. So now I sit there and think about it, it's like, why is she sitting there being so, oh my goodness, I can't believe you sat there and did all this. Sweetheart, really? You want to sit there and take a look at your Wikipedia? No? Okay. With that being said, I think that's about it. I'm pretty sure I probably missed 1 or 2 things. So if I did, write down in the comment section below. Also, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below about this episode. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.